It is said the greatest lies are those we tell ourselves. And I tell myself, the dance will get no darker, that we have seen the worst of it. But Season 3 of House of the Dragon will make liars of us all. Season 2 ended as thunderously as a sword striking stone, with blood and cheese and the brutal murder of young Prince Jaehaerys, Aegon's heir. A mother's scream, a father's hollow eyes. The realm begins to crack. If you've watched to the end of Season 2, then you know Lucerys' death has been avenged, but the cost is only beginning. And behind the scenes, the fires have not gone out. As I speak, filming for Season 3 is underway. Leaked set photos show tents and war camps set in dark fields. Some believe it to be the Riverlands. Others whisper of Tumbleton. Riders clad in black, green, and bronze. Silver-haired figures atop dragon-like mock-ups, wings stretching from cranes overhead. It seems the stories in the book are coming to life. And if the producers hold true to George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood, then we know exactly what's coming. The fall of Rook's Rest, the betrayal at Tumbleton, and the death of everything we once thought noble about dragonkind. So pour your wine, sharpen your wits, and prepare your hearts. Let us look now, not back, but forward to Season 3, to the great betrayals, to the dragon seeds, to the butchers, to Tumbleton. Season 3 picks up on the edge of madness. King Aegon burned, broken, and likely kept off-screen for much of the season. He lies shattered after the events of Rook's Rest. There, he and his brother Aemond laid a trap for Rhaenys Targaryen, queen who never was, and rider of Meleys. As Fire and Blood recounts, all three dragons took to the sky, circling and snapping until Meleys dove into Sunfire's back, tearing into him. But Vhagar struck, her jaws closing round Meleys' neck. Rhaenys fell, her body broken, her dragon burning. With Sunfire crippled and Aegon burned nearly to death, armor melted to flesh, Prince Aemond becomes the true blade of the Greens. Vhagar is now their sword, and Sir Criston Cole their shield. The Greens consolidate power in King's Landing, but they bleed allies. Daemon's murder of Aegon's son, though morally indefensible, fans the flames of loyalty among many river lords. House Blackwood, Tully, and Frey lean toward the black cause. Even houses once hesitant begin to stir. Meanwhile, Daemon Targaryen, ever the rogue, has seized Harrenhal with little more than a promise and a dragon. The greatest castle in Westeros now belongs to the Blacks. With Rhaenys and Meleys lost and humiliated by the Greens, and Vermax likely dead by Season 3's beginning, if we can count on the Fire and Blood, Rhaenyra's cause is in desperate need of dragon riders. And so she opens the vaults. At Dragonstone, dragons roam riderless. Great beasts of legend, Vermithor, Silverwing, Seasmoke, Sheepstealer, too proud, too wild, too dangerous for any rider. Until now, 16 men and boys made the attempt. 4 succeeded. Hugh Hammer, a blacksmith's bastard, mounts the bronze terror Vermithor. Ulf White, a drunken, lecherous brute, claims Silverwing. Adam Velaryon, possibly Laena's bastard, or Corlys, bonds with Seasmoke. And Nettles, the wild girl of the hills, earns the trust of Sheepstealer, not by conquest, but by patience. Nettles fed him sheep every day until he let her near. When she mounted him, he merely grunted and took to the air. This moment, this dragon seed rising, will be one of Season 3's most powerful episodes if handled faithfully. Imagine it, a half-dozen would-be riders burnt alive by flame, trampled under claw, and 4 unlikely champions rising from the ash. It is a high point. And soon after, a devastating fail. This is where the betrayal blooms, earning them their infamous monikers, the Two Betrayers. Rhaenyra sends her dragon seeds with an army to Tumbleton, a minor town in the Reach. but vital to cutting off green supplies. With Adam Velaryon leading, and Hugh Hammer and Ulf White beside him, victory seems almost inevitable. But once the gates open, Hugh Hammer raised his sword and shouted for the gates to fall. And when they did, it was the Greens who entered with him. Fire and blood. Hugh and Ulf betray Rhaenyra. You see, they were unhappy with their reward from the Black Queen. Dragons weren't enough. They wanted titles and lands, which Rhaenyra refused. They changed sides mid-battle, unleashing Vermithor and Silverwing upon their former allies. Dragons burn both armies alike. Tumbleton is razed, hundreds die, and the Reach, once held in balance, tips toward chaos. Adam Velaryon flees after Rhaenyra sends for his arrest, suspecting he'll betray her like the two betrayers. After admitting to his warning Adam to flee, Corlys Velaryon is arrested back in Dragonstone. Rhaenyra's court fractures. What a mess. This battle, known as the Butcher's Ball, is expected by many fans and show watchers tracking filming photos to serve as Season 3's finale. It is the moment the war turns monstrous and chaotic. Among the dragon seeds, Nettles remains the most mysterious and beloved. She's not a drunk and never boasts. She flies beside Daemon Targaryen during his raids in the Riverlands, quietly becoming his companion, perhaps even his lover. But Rhaenyra becomes suspicious. The queen accused Nettles of witchcraft, of seducing her uncle, and ordered her death. Daemon refuses. Instead, he warns Nettles, and she escapes. Her last known flight is from Harrenhal at dawn. Sheep steal his wings disappearing into the morning mist. Many fans speculate whether Nettles will survive the series. Others believe HBO may alter or replace her character entirely, either by merging her with Baela or Rhaena, or inventing a new dragon seed with clearer family ties. Let's just pray they remember to exclude the lovers' quarrel, if they go that direction. But I say this, Sheepstealer obeyed no one but her, and that says enough. Whether she vanishes or fights again, she is the last dragon seed to remain loyal, and that may make her the last true dragon rider of all. After Tumbleton, the war devolves. The Black Queen, now ruling from King's Landing, hears of the betrayal and collapses into paranoia and grief. She arrests Lord Corlys Velaryon, accusing him of secretly aiding Hugh and Ulf and warning Adam. She no longer trusts her counsel. Her enemies draw near. The queen grew thinner, darker, her once bright hair now streaked with silver and ash. The Reach is aflame. Tumbleton is lost. Hugh Hammer begins calling himself King of the Reach. Ulf White demands Highgarden and casks of wine by the dozen. The dragons have turned on their masters. Meanwhile, Adam Velaryon, cleared by Corlys before his arrest, prepares to return. His mission? Kill the traitors. If the show follows the book, Season 4 will open with his redemption arc. But it is Tumbleton, the betrayal, that marks the end of Season 3's rhythm. Expect the screen to fade not on hope, but on horror. Aside from Tumbleton, Season 3 may thread several key storylines throughout. Daemon's ghost campaign in the Riverlands, assaulting supply lines, ambushing green forces, preparing for his own final stand. Prince Daeron and Tessarion may be introduced, Aegon's youngest brother, fighting for the Greens in Old Town. The people's discontent. As the dragons clash, the small folk begin to rise. Riots in King's Landing, refugees flooding into towns, fear spreading. The beginning of the end, seeds of the eventual storming of the Dragon Pit, one of the darkest chapters in Targaryen history, may be planted. Expect propaganda, burnt towns, and dark omens. The story is no longer just between dragon riders. It becomes one of the realm turning against all Targaryens. And do we blame the small folk? The Dance of the Dragons was never a tale of victory. It is a study in ruin. Season 3 will ask us to look at what happens when power is placed in the hands of those who only know how to burn. It will ask us, who deserves to rule? Is it birthright, bloodline, or the one who survives the fire? We will see queens lose children, kings lose faces, and dragons lose their minds. The fire is a cruel god, an old man once said. It offers warmth and then eats your flesh. And we are not yet done. For the greatest dragon, the blood-wreathed horror they call Vhagar, still flies. And the old blood still believes it rules the skies, but not for long. Not when Tumbleton burns, not when the small folk rise, not when the last seeds of loyalty are choked in ash. So I ask you now, are you ready for Season 3? Are you ready for Tumbleton? Because whether or not you are, the dragons are coming.